back. I think we got episode 59.
Yeah.
So, applause for the players showing up so many times. All right. We left off in a combat scene. And many viewers in attendance, bugbears and goblins and thugs and bandits, a few dozen of them at least sitting in the bleachers of this arena. And on the stage, some high profile individuals, including the Xanathar himself, evidently. You guys are all... And you hear the 1,000-pound belly laugh that echoes throughout this 40-foot tall chamber arena that you guys are fighting in, and in some cases feign fighting. Aldous is laying on the arena floor. Looks like he has taken a mortal wound, but he hasn't. And you suspect a couple of these drow are feigning death as well. The proposed intention was they had recognized that the Kenku would drag the dead off of this arena floor, and they're hoping to escape this arena by feigning death and being dragged from the arena floor, apparently. Donovan has also hit the ground, apparently succumbing to a mortal wound. So you see several of the fighters laying on the arena floor, and you just saw a blast of light come from the Xanathar on the stage, and it narrowly missed the drow gunslinger, who overshot and struck with his gunfire one of the attendees on that stage with the Xanathar. The Xanathar lashed out at that individual, and you see that drow gunslinger now scurrying across the arena floor, having just narrowly dodged that ray of light. And you do see some commotion on the stage, that viewing platform where all the supposedly high-profile individuals are. And you see up there, amongst others, at a glance, little Jimmy, the pastry chef that delivered you
Little Jimmy.
those cupcakes. And you see, you can't help but see, it's a gigantic, monstrous creature. None of you have ever laid eyes on something like this before. I think in your studies, Aldous, you have read and heard. That's what it looks like when this bellowing creature shoots light out of one of its eye stalks. And you also all recognizing that kind of that sickening stench that you could taste the whole time you've been down here, or much of the time, you now realize it is because of this, whether it's emanating from it or it just has such a presence, you're not sure, but it's causing this magical taste in the air. And another ray of light. Bzzz, and you hear, Juba! A ray of light shooting from that creature. All right. I think it's random. Random. All right. So let me roll that random die. That creature. Bzzz, you see it go toward. Well, actually, that creature moved a little further away since then. Making a Constitution save. Oh wait, it gets a +4 actually. Wow. I think it's a normal roll. All right, so it does not make, and it falls to the floor. That drow gunslinger where it stands after getting hit by this ray of light.
Does not bode well.
I'm wondering who they're here. Are they just here to kill that drow? Actually, Donovan's not wondering shit right now.
That's true. At random, let's roll 2 more random. And 2. And I'm going to randomize you kids. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This drow. Right here. Falls to the ground. And then let's randomize this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This drow takes 16 Constitution save. And falls to the ground. Wait, this one falls to the ground as well. 36 necrotic damage on a failed save. Ooh, or half as much on a successful one. Jeez. All right, let's see how much save he's got left in him. All right, well, he drops to the ground. That's all you see. Aldous, you see that drow that was standing in front of you. I don't know if you have. Do you have your eyes closed, Aldous, or are you keeping?
That was like one of the things I wanted to mention because I feel like I would have my eyes closed. So maybe even though I like high on my perception, I feel like I'd really only be relying on what I'm hearing or like sensing around me. So maybe like intuitively, I feel like he got hit or something. Maybe I like heard him fall.
Well,
to
the body
ground.
flumps to the ground
Yeah.
right in front of you. Some of the
Yeah.
dust that it kicks up actually wafts to your face. And you do sense that those Kenku have approached you. And you hear, Chuba! Baska! In that same belly tone that the laughter happened in. As if he's directing something from the stage. And let's see here. In the turn order, Xanathar, then it was this guy. Oh, this guy actually does get to act. And he falls to the ground in front of you, Bix and Joanna and Rhea. No one even hit him. He fell to the ground.
Relatable.
So now, actually, you only see a couple of Kenku in here, and Joanna and Bix and Rhea standing erect. And it's, so he drops. Gunslinger's done. Joanna, it's your turn. What do you do?
Yeah, God, of course it's my turn. I was literally contemplating. I was like, with this thing out, I don't know if I should. We're not. I kind of like look around to my teammates who are still standing. Like, we're not trying to like go for this guy or anything, right? Like, there's no way.
No, I think we're trying to play dead, or I kind of like whisper into my breath. I just say, play dead.
Yeah, because that was my other. Hearing Rhea kind of like whisper under her breath, I think I'm gonna feign death as well, and just kind of drop down to the ground. Assuming that this is after the one that dropped in front of us, like I'm immediately going after. I like to imagine that I can like drop down either at the same time as him or like just after him, so I don't put too much attention on myself.
Making it look like maybe even the two of you took each other out or something? Or are you just going to
Yeah.
drop to the ground like this drow just did? He didn't, no one was attacking him. But it was just a kind of like a flurry of events happened
Right.
in a couple of seconds. So
yeah, I'm taking that. I'm going to try and use that to my advantage, and I will drop down at the same time as him. And I feel like that'll make it look less awkward, not only for me, but for him as well.
cool.
Maybe it'll look
Maria. As you think about this in that moment or so, you hear this Xanathar speaking.
Oh God.
All right, so prone now, the both of you, and Bix. What are you doing? You see Joanna and Ray fall to the ground. Bix.
Well, I think I get to make a death save first.
All right, Bix is.
I'm before Bix in the turn order.
Oh
Bix
yeah,
is
go!
pretty dead.
Holy shit! You're right.
I'm going to use my advantage, my inspiration. So, here we go. Natural 20, come on! Oh, that's a fail. I get one more. Dude, I had it clicked on advantage, but it didn't do it, so...
What?
Yeah, it didn't roll both. Maybe you can't. Yeah, but I made it with the second one.
Wow. All right, 2 down. All right, Bix, you with us?
Yeah. And I guess there aren't any drow in front of me, so I can't try to hit one and have it hit me back.
You just heard Joanna and Rhea say, feign death.
Okay.
They made some kind of motion and fell to the floor. Like, I mean, they said it to you too, I think.
Yeah, so like I dramatically fall to the ground. Yeah. And for extra effect, I stick my tongue out with my eyes closed.
All right, and you hear cheering coming from the stands. You hear the Xanathar bellowing with laughter and mixed in with some speech. Tika michata hapo mabuti nanalia, he says. And then you just hear murmuring and guffawing and chatter from the bleachers, and everyone's got their eyes closed, I assume. Aldous, you feel yourself being pulled across the arena floor, held by these what seem like very delicate hands from those you assume are the Ken crew that were walking across the floor, that have removed dead from the previous battles.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna let them do whatever. I'm not gonna try to do anything.
And now, a moment later, same with you, Joanna, and Bix and Rhea. You just feel yourself being pulled across the arena floor. And you hear the same cacophony of noise coming from the bleachers and the stage beyond. Until laying there, being dragged across this bloody arena floor. Tinka mi chasa hapo mabuti na nalia. And you're being dragged across this floor for what seems like an eternity, especially for you, Joanna. This being certainly a compromised position, putting yourself at someone else's mercy and allowing them to manhandle you and drag you across this bloody floor is...
Normally I'm dragging the bodies across the floor.
Word. Stuka Crispo! You hear. No, no! And you begin to think that they've been dragging you across this floor for quite a while. You would think if they were taking you to that door that you remember seeing where they took the dead before, gosh, you would have been there by now. And the little hands drop you to the floor, and you lay there. And you continue to hear. No door has opened. You're laying there with your eyes closed, smelling the dirt and grime on this floor, that taste in your mouth that this whole underground complex has given you almost the whole time you've been here. breathing the dust of the floor. You smell now more than ever, as if you were right up close to that thing. You smell it now more than ever. Forcing yourselves to keep your eyes shut. And you slowly... roll wisdom checks. I wanted to get a wisdom check.
Death save.
Ooh.
Oh, last death save is probably in order, yes.
If necessary, I am going to use lucky. I won't roll a wisdom check. Yeah.
Wow.
That's it. I'm
So,
stable.
so still unconscious, though, right?
0 hit points.
If Donovan died here, I don't know what I would do. Like,
You'd inherit my share. You get an extra.
in that
You get an
case,
extra 20% of. You and Harlow would have to split my 10% or 20% of the business.
Mhm. Alternative assessment place.
You could just forget to save Harlow and get the whole thing to yourself.
Yeah, that's about it.
Oh God, yeah.
Troll Skull.
That's right.
Majority owner.
All right. Fix, you have no fucking idea. A 2. A critical miss on the wisdom check. All right, Aldous. Donovan, you stabilize sort of, but still unconscious, so you hear nothing. But Joanna and Aldous and Rhea, you've heard like little whimpers as they drug, or just like the noise of the bodies of your comrades next to you. Something just seems off about Donovan. The way, now that you think back, like you don't hear a peep out of him. Almost like you heard his body hit the floor just now differently than your comrades, and you just got a weird feeling about whether what shape he is in. You don't hear the same kind of breathing. Like you hear Joanna breathing, you hear Aldous breathing like really hard, actually. Raya, make a Constitution check. And you slowly begin to realize you have not been drugged to that door.
Okay.
That smell is now, you almost feel like it's so heavy upon you. It hurts in a way. And you slowly begin to realize that you have been drugged to the base of this stage, not to the door where the dead. Let's see what Constitution. All right, so you get like a little bit of gas escapes you, Raya,
I farted?
or burped, but a little bit of gas escapes
Okay.
you.
I farted.
You have a approximately 4 to 6 inch. You have approximately a 4 to 6 inch stone lodged in your gastrointestinal system, and as much as you are trying to keep it in, it's not without its pains. But you do manage with a 21 Constitution check. Or
Nice.
I would give you the option. You could readily pass it with a 22 Constitution check.
No,
wanna
not
do-
yet. No.
Clench that shit.
Aldous, roll a Constitution check. You feel a grumbling in your belly.
Yeah.
and just a little agita or something. And that brings, whenever that sensation happens, it does bring to mind these visions you've had of decay, like it's moments where the thought of eating food sickens you, and you see the images of like teeth and old matter and dust and grime and bone, like a ball of it in your stomach. It's happened before, and it's happening again now. Make a sanity check, Aldous. Being in the presence of this creature is weighing upon the group of you greatly. It feels like a weight. It feels painful to your sixth sense. It's not right to be amidst this thing. And it speaks again. Ichu ta ando padamamas. And you hear the chain of something and you hear the foot movements and the chatter of those individuals standing on that platform there. And in the background, further away now, you hear the murmuring and just the bodily noises of those creatures in the stands. And you hear another voice. Is everyone still like laying there motionless?
I kind of want to like peek my eye out because I have a suspicion like now we're gonna be just like, because you said we heard chains, so I feel like now we're gonna like be chained up and held captive. So I kind of want to like peek my eye or like crack my eye open and see.
You crack your eye open. It's a tough vantage point because it's kind of like to see anything on that stage is like, since you're on the ground, it's kind of obscured. But you know where there's that chain noise is coming from your previous perception checks. You saw an individual chained up to this beholder, a slave of some sort, or prisoner at least. In fact, your perception check probably would have told you know that individual, someone that was close to Donovan in the past, named Esvel Rosnar. And your wisdom checks actually would tell you the significance of that, or hint to it anyway. Constitution. Wisdom. Rhea, you know the last time you saw one of the eyes that belongs to this artifact, you saw it in the possession of the Black Viper, who stole it, heisted it from the Castellanter residence. When you heisted together, she ended up walking away with it. The implications of her being chained up to the Xanathar right now are such that you would realize, with such a high wisdom check, you would realize
not on her.
that if there wasn't one of these eyes in this lair before, there definitely is at least one now, and possibly two. Because the whole reason you were here was to
That bitch.
Yeah, it must be with her gear, not on her, obviously, but we have to find it.
What's she wearing?
Don't be too sure, Rhea. You got one on you. No one would know.
Good point.
Yeah, she could be hiding it in there.
Under that loincloth. Just like a BB gun pellet. It's like ready to just.
So yeah. So yeah, Rhea, you realize that, wow, looks like the Xanathar has taken control of, well, most likely. Why would she be here anyway? So there's that. And you eventually, Ray, you do catch a glimpse. It's like same personnel still standing up there, or at least the amount of individuals. You're just really getting them at the far corner of your peripheral vision, just squinting your eyes open ever so much. And you see your comrades laying next to you. And you hear a voice say, "Why do you feign death? The Xanathar is far too intelligent, far too knowing to be duped as such." You don't see who says it. Get up, get up.
Now I'm gonna stick my tongue out like Biggs.
The Xanathar insists that you proffer gifts to him. For he knows you are not invited.
I mean, I'm at least gonna stand up because the jig is up. So I'm just gonna get up.
Rhea dusts herself off, stands up in the presence of the Xanathar.
Yeah, I mean, I think as I sense Rhea moving beside me and standing up, I'll follow her and do the same after seeing that she broke the ice, basically.
Ichuta an dopada mamas. And now you see the individuals talking to, every time the Xanathar says something, the people on the stage talk amongst themselves and pay attention to what he's doing. The Black Viper, every time he moves around, this chain yanks her this way and that way. And she looks worse for the wear.
I kind of I look around at Bix and Joanna, and I'm like, okay. And then I kind of look over at Aldous and nod my head, thanking him for also standing up.
Gishata Gasha.
I slowly get up.
Is there a translator?
Nazca Ergare walks over to the side of you in front of the Xanathar. The Xanathar is insisting you provide a gift. One substantial enough that he should spare your lives. And he crosses his arms. And also says, he also praises you and exalts you for your victory in combat.
I kind of look around and ask, well, does anybody have anything to offer? I only have spare weapons.
$1.50 in my pocket.
Yeah, not much.
Yeah, I have one extra crossbow.
That means nothing to him. Or it.
Cough, cough. Would Vix cough, cough? Have Harlow's cough, cough. Thing from when she was in the Xanathar Guild, cough, cough.
What do you have? What are you wanting to have? Just tell me.
Harlow had a pin or whatever from when she was in Xanathar's Guild. Would Bix happen to by chance have that?
What was it?
A pin or something saying that Harlow was in the Xanathar's Guild.
Oh.
Would Bix happen to have that from doing it?
I can't see why, but Bix is connected with a lot of underground people.
So would he happen to have something saying that maybe he might not
I
be
don't
a
know.
stranger?
Come up with something. What would you have? A pin? A badge?
Yeah, a badge. One of those. That's the word I was
Oh,
looking
how
for.
could I rationalize that? Yes.
He stole
What the fuck?
Harlow's.
Why not?
Cool. So
Or
I
just your affiliations. You maybe you have a. Wait a second. Yeah, you came encumbered however you wanted. You didn't have your stuff stolen. Let's do a check. Let's do some kind of a charisma check. Do a charisma check.
Oof.
We'll make it a.
Real quick, I want to cast guidance.
Okay.
So add the D4,
We'll
or
make
roll
it.
a D4 and add it.
We'll make it a friendly word that would allow you passage to be amidst Xanathar Guild people instead of an actual token, I think.
I got a 12. Does that count?
It does.
Yay. I did the thing, guys.
All right, so Bick says something kind of in like what you reckon might be thieves' cant or some kind of like underground talk. You don't know what Bix actually says, but he offers a couple of words as his attempt to provide a gift. And Manta. You hear the Xanathar.
Yay.
She's Karnok. And so Nazca like nods his head, still arms crossed, nods his head at Bix, and turns his attention to the next one, standing next to the next of your comrades, and looks at Joanna. Well, warrior, what is your gift? What is your gift to spare your life?
I'm just gonna. I know it's meaningless, but I'm just gonna offer up. I don't know. I'm gonna offer my second crossbow.
As you think about that,
Mind you, I'm still laying down.
oh, okay, you're still laying down.
Yeah.
They're like addressing Joanna, and she's on the ground, like.
No, he wouldn't address. I thought you all said he wouldn't address Joanna.
I kind of like that.
No, I.
Wait. Okay. So wait.
I never got up.
That's funny. A 7. You see a ray of light blast out of one of the tentacles of this. Let's see, what's it look like when he does that? Striking Bix. Bix, roll a wisdom saving throw.
Oh no, I'm not smarticles.
Use your inspiration.
Yeah, I do have one of those.
Ray, you begin to realize Donovan is not amidst you. Okay.
I died.
So you fall unconscious, and the rest of you see Bix fall to the arena floor right next to you. Flopping right next to where you're laying, Joanna.
And then I ask Aldous, do you know where Donovan went or where they took him?
I'll just shake my head as I like look around and notice that he's not there.
The Xanathar speaks again. Wah! And Nazca says, I would not keep the Xanathar waiting, dwarf. What is your gift to spare your life?
I give. How about I offer to be a mercenary and fight for him if needed? My service as my gift. So I say, I'll fight for you, no payment, just for sparing my life. Just one call, one act of service.
Make a charisma check.
So only one favor, that's it.
I was gonna say, don't sign your life away.
Chuba Kilia. You hear. And that same individual turns to you, Aldous, and says, what is your gift to spare your life, human?
So I was thinking, like, honestly, much the same as Rhea. Like, I don't have much on me. I have my Book of Shadows, but like, I can't give that away because if I give that away, I like give my class away essentially. So I think I'm gonna offer the same thing. I'll sort of again trying to use my charisma basically. I'll I'm I know I think like from my studies that like beholders are kind of like self-important. They think they're like the greatest thing to ever like be on earth essentially. So I'm sort of trying to relate to him and I'll sort of like show my eldritch appendage and say, you know, like you and I are not so different. Um, and say something like I would relish the opportunity to, you know, serve in the Xanathar's endeavors, you know, sort of like trying to really lay it on thick and offer my services as well.
Stuta Yunapachi. And you see a ray of light blast out of one of the eye stalks of this creature, Aldous, startling you as it strikes Rhea. Rhea, roll a wisdom saving throw.
Awesome.
Wow, Rhea! Oh, man.
Oh my god, it's grotesque.
Aldous, you are sickened. So much so that you know you are about to vomit.
Oh god.
Vomit is about to projectile from your body.
Okay, I'm gonna like turn around, like facing away from them. I guess like towards the Kenku.
You immediately vomit as you're turning.
Oh gosh.
You were thinking of a reaction, so you mid-turn, like you start vomiting immediately, and a spread. It's true. and you see a sickening thing amidst this vomit that comes from your body. A lump, like a ball. And you
Oh my
know
God.
instinctually, Aldous, it is a gift from the Great Old One, or whoever your patron is. The Great
Oh my
Old One is a concept that, you put it into a few words.
Yeah.
It doesn't do it justice. It's beyond measure and thought and whatnot. So, you have just proffered a gift.
I'll sort of like, I'll be like, oh, I'm so sorry, and I'll like, I'm just gonna like pick up whatever that is and like put it in my pocket. Try to
You-
do it in like not an obvious way, but
You pick it up, and you immediately recognize that it is an eyeball. An actual eyeball.
oh my God.
Desiccated and nasty. But an actual eyeball with what you would imagine are nerve endings and a bit of muscle that makes this thing work inside of a creature attached to it still. Shonatima ri makachiza, he says. Hagwa yatuka. And Nazca Urgray moves down in front of you and puts his hand out.
I'll go to like shake his hand.
Give me the gift.
Oh, what? I don't have anything.
Shonatima Rika Makachiza.
As I see him like staring at me, I'll sort of embarrassingly, I'll sort of like take this eyeball hanging onto its like tendons and sort of just like plop it in the palm of his hand, and it makes a little squelching sound as I do that.
Jakta Kratug. Yagwa Hatuka. And Nazca Urgray says, the Xanathar will allow you to keep your gift.
Oh, thank you. Like I know you like eyes, so I appreciate that.
He says, you must wear this. And as soon as Nazca says that, you hear that bellowing laughter.
Wear it?
Chuba Inkabunka Chika Yongi. And you hear a kind of a gasp from a couple of the guests, and you hear a chuckle from a couple of others.
I like
And-
nervously like laugh to myself, like pretending like I'm in on the joke. With the
This-
eyeball like swinging in my hand.
This individual approaches the two of you.
Oh.
And Nazca, Nazca says, Nihilor will help you implant the eye.
Whoa.
Oh my god.
Make an, make an Arcana check, Aldous. Ray, I guess you could make a religion check, I think.
That's gonna hurt.
Ray, you start like scanning your memory of. Wait a second, Ray. Are you picking up what they're laying down right here? What do you make of what was just transpired? Did I explain myself well?
What I interpret from that was Aldous was, I mean, he was told to keep his gift, but I feel like there was like the underlying agreement, like, but we'll help you implant it, and I'm assuming like show you its potential or power, but now you have to like help us, or like we're gonna tell you what to do. So I kind of like am a little weary. So I know I offered to fight and help at least once. Maybe they're like, oh, we'll take him too, but in a grander scheme.
And Ray, I roll a dexterity saving throw, which doesn't necessarily have to mean you jumping out of the way. Bzzz, you see another one of these eyes, Aldous. From these rays come from different eye stalks. So failed save.
Yeah, so I'm petrified, turned to stone.
Yes. And you can make another check on the next turn. So, wait a second. Bix. Joanna's still laying on the ground, right?
Yes.
You hear much murmuring and clamor from the guests on the stage. But Aldous, I think you are kind of wrapped in the moment, trying to wrap your head around what Nazca Urgray just said to you and what the implications are.
Yeah. I think for Aldous, like in this moment, I think he's realizing that like there really is no use in fighting back. That like there's sort of we're just like at a point where I'm like, okay, if Aldous needs to like sacrifice himself or just like go along with it, it's like just do it, So I don't think Aldous is gonna like fight anything. He's just going to allow them to, what was the term they said, to don the eye or like to equip the eye or whatever.
Based on your Arcana check, you have heard of ancient stories of ritualistic things where the replacing of one's eye is significant. You can't quite put a finger on it, but you've heard of these things. It's dark, usually dark endeavors.
Yeah, I think on one hand, like Aldous is like curious and wants to learn more, like what are the full extents of like his powers.
In
but
every
also,
instance, in every instance that you recollect of where an appendage or a body part has been replaced by dark magic, you know the stories say quite a boon also accompanies such a ritual. So anyway, Nazca says Neolor will lead you to his lab. It won't hurt much.
Oh well, that's good to hear. I like laugh nervously.
And let's see, Xanathar. Who gets a turn? Does anyone have anything to do? Oh, Joanna, doing anything? Laying there?
Yeah, I'm still just laying here. I know he was like, "Get up" or whatever at the beginning, but I'm gonna try and ride this out as long as I can, so long as no one comes up to me.
Make a dexterity 16 saving throw. DC 16 dexterity saving throw. Failed save, target is half for your speed, so it wouldn't do much to you. You're not moving, but you won't be able to move either. All right, so
I feel like I'm really stuck here now.
Aldous, you see another ray of light blast forth from the Xanathar and hit Joanna. Nothing seems to happen, but she was laying there still to begin with. And you hear him belly laugh, and it fills this, which now, to you, Aldous, I don't know, resembles a cathedral. Like this is the staging of something great, you feel. More than an arena. The situation has been elevated. To what extent, you don't know. And you see these, a gazer looking on. You see, as you scan the stage, Aldous, you see that creature that you know to be called a growl hovering. And you look at Nihalor, and he turns from you. And Nazca just motions, follow Nihalor.
And I'll follow him, sort of begrudgingly, because I don't want to leave the group, but I also don't want to like cause a scene. So yeah, as I'm following him out, I'll look back towards the group, sort of like, I hope this isn't the last time I see him.
He leads you up the stairs to this stage. They're kind of tall stairs. He kind of floats up them. And you kind of have to stretch, like really bend your knee to make these stairs. They're not regular stairs. And you, as you pass by, to follow him directly, it looks like he's moving towards this open space behind the Xanathar. And that is the way he walks. And as you follow him, that's what you're doing, right? You step by little Jimmy, the master pastry chef. You also come very close. It looks like she tries to say something to you. The Black Viper, you recognize now if you didn't before. That's Donovan's friend. That's Vel.
Yeah. I'm sure we'll sort of catch each other's eyes, but I kind of instinctually look away because I'm still kind of like pissed at her.
And Neolor looks back at you one last time with his tentacled face and his odd alien eyes, and then walks into that brightly lit circular chamber.
Yeah, I'll follow him through.
All right. time is it? 9:55. Donovan.
Like, this is heavy.
Donovan, you come to, and you smell blood and filth. And now you feel something very hot and heavy up against the side of your head.
Is this going to be like Saw? I'm just kidding.
I'm gonna try and move.
Now you feel something very heavy, like over your midriff. And now you realize you're laying down. You're kind of like bent in half. And several sacks of mud are laying on you. And it stinks of death. And as soon as you think it stinks of death, you realize these are not sacks of mud.
Bodies.
You are laying amidst a pile of bodies. And Rhea, roll your dexterity save. What is it? Wait. You must repeat the saving throw.
Damn it, 13 again.
Rhea, you as Kenku move around the area around you, you can't really make out what's going on. I don't know. Petrification. I guess I should read what petrification is, so maybe you can see. I would like to think you saw Aldous walk up that stage and in through the bright light behind that creature named Nealor. That would be cool if you saw that. If not, you see nothing and you imagine that happening because you have good perception.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure I could still see it. I'm just turning into a stone and I can't move, so I'm sure I'm like fully aware. I'm just like...
Aldous did say something like, I hope I see you again.
So
I'm sure he said that in a much more commanding way.
I also have the ability to communicate telepathically, so maybe I said that to Rhea.
Nice. All right, look, I'm going to take my dog out real quick. Discuss amongst yourselves or have a bit of banter, friendly banter, but I'll be right back.
I'm privately. Never mind. We'll talk about this later.
No, now's the time to talk. DM's gone.
No, it wasn't about the game. We can talk after it's
okay.
over. I was just trying to see if we could plan something where we all meet up, but we'll talk about it again. We'll talk about it later.
Turns out dying might have been the best thing that ever happened to Donovan. I might actually be able to claw my way out of here without getting my eye ripped out.
That's why I'm not getting up. I'm trying to stay down for as long as I can. I'm trying. I mean, I doubt this would happen. They know that I'm faking it probably, but I just if Donovan's not with us or we don't know where he's at, and if I can stay down for as long as I can, perhaps I don't know. Perhaps
the jig is already up. I don't know what you're doing.
They
It's just gonna make him more mad.
They haven't called me out.
Yeah, this I was kind of hoping we could fake our way through this and then just be like, all right, thanks. We tried to help you out, but they fucking wanted to kill you. But clearly it didn't work out that way, so fucking rough.
Yeah, I'm like, where did they take me?
Holy shit. Aldous is about to get his eye ripped out of his head, dude.
I love this. It's amazing.
I was just, because I wasn't able to do anything, I have a picture. I'm redoing your Aldous photo with with a fucked up eye to try and make it
I love that.
Dude, that's crazy. I you know what, it's a little frightening in that the Xanathar wanted you. It was like, nah, you know what, you keep it. It's like, oh shit, what the fuck. So it might give you, but I'm almost Aldous is already bordering on insanity, so it's almost like, is this going to be the thing that ultimately down the road turns you into like a complete, maniac? But that's cool.
I kind of love the idea of like my character like descending into madness. Like I like long term, I'm like, if Aldous like becomes this like villain, like at the end of the campaign, I'm like, I'm down.
Totally makes sense for Aldous.
Yeah.
But it's scary at the same time because Aldous is my buddy. He's my buddy.
Yeah. But also, like, I wonder, like, even if it never happens during a campaign, like, your headcanon can be like another campaign could be like saving Aldous, from his like insanity and like bringing him back. Oh, I love D&D. It's amazing.
Now we got to figure out how to get the fuck out of here. I'm fucked in that.
I don't know what's gonna happen now.
I'm totally separated from you guys, and I have no way of. I'm a little concerned about about that. But you guys got to act like at this point. You guys got to do what you got to do to try and save yourselves, and not. I'm hoping that I'll be able to. If you guys can get out of here alive with the stone, although he's got one of the. She actually, that little fucking thief actually managed to swindle. Because we were there and we didn't catch it. I'm guessing what Jimmy was saying was like, you figured out, dude. Like, she grabbed one of the eyes while we were there, and either Aldous, because you weren't there, I don't think, right? It was me and Aldous that were present when we were searching. So she must have palmed an eye, like she must have found it and been like, boom, and swallowed it, stuck it in her shorts, whatever she did with it. And the Xanathar, however he figured it out, he figured that she had it. So at this point, he's got one of them. Now I would think he has two. It's great that you could, you did your best to keep your prison wallet shut so that the stone didn't slide out. Or he'd have like, I thought he had one already, but we could be wrong about that. That's a possibility. I mean, that's why we were here, right? We thought he had one of the eyes already.
I'm still telling you that girl could have it somewhere.
She might. Yeah, she might. She might have been. He might be messing with her at the same time, like knowing that she's. Man, I'm at this point. I'm like, I know we've had a general idea as to who had the stones, but now I'm starting to like wonder, like, shit, did we have it completely, were we wrong as to who had the stones, and is it somebody else, or are we fucked?
What happened?
We're fucked.
Sorry about that. I had to take my dog out. His schedule is totally off. He's on painkillers and stuff.
No, we were talking about how cool it's going to be for Aldous to become Aldous is slowly becoming Darth Vader.
Yeah.
Becoming Darth Vader.
Did you come up with anything groundbreaking that I should be aware of?
I certainly didn't.
Yeah, not really.
Okay.
I farted again.
Ah.
I don't know. I think you're Petra. I don't think there is any farting. Actually, I'm curious because if your belongings did not turn to stone or are not petrified, and how many? It must repeat the same at the end of its next turn. On a success, creature is petrified until freed by the greater restoration spell or other magic. So Rhea, You feel yourself being moved from the arena. You see it the whole time, but you're not exactly sure the direction. You see the side of one of these halls that might look familiar, but a lot of it kind of looks the same. Donovan, you're trying to do what? Get out of this pile of bodies?
As soon as I feel like that they're not piling any more on me, I'm gonna wait a moment and then I'll try and move. I'm not gonna do anything until
you hear the door start to open when you start to move.
Yeah, no. I'm gonna wait until I hear silence before I try and do anything.
All right, so you see the door open, you see light. It's very dark in here, and you hear a thump, and then you hear the door close again.
I'll wait 3 or 4 breaths. Take a couple of deep breaths because I know I'm hurt. So I want to wait until no one's around, or at least for the moment, and then I'm gonna try and turn my head. I know I'm in bad shape because I know that elf speared me like horrifically. You know, I'm probably spitting blood and whatnot at this point. So
right,
I'll wait a few breaths before I try and move an arm or two. I'll start with my right arm, left arm, try and see if there's a way that maybe I can slowly wiggle free from
it's
this.
difficult. Every move, it's like the sword pierced a tendon or something. Every time you move, just you're having a hard time breathing. These things feel like, if this is a body, man, the thing weighs 300 pounds. It probably doesn't, but you're just super weak. Aldous. Oh, Aldous. You hear, and you look up, and you can tell this is like Nealor speak. It's how he talks. And let's see what room you're in.
Can I tell what he's speaking? Do I know what language?
No idea. Completely alien language. You know this is this creature is an Ilthalid, though. Unless you have some kind of special ability that would, or some insane backstory addendum that would allow you to have any inkling other than the mechanical piece. Like, you imagine he's talking about what's about to transpire. Like, it's probably what he's talking about. And let me see. I gotta find the room. Joanna. What's happening with Joanna?
I'm just laying here.
Well, they start to move you and drag you across the arena floor, Joanna, as
Okay.
I try to find out. All right, there it is. There it is. Okay. I'm sure there's a way to put you all in different rooms and have you look at different things, but I'm just not there. Let's see. Well, I think it's this one. If it's not, it doesn't matter. You guys move through a couple of different hallways. Yeah, I believe that's it. And you walk into this room here. I should grab you and Nealor. Can everyone see this map I just changed to? Because I don't know. I think you do. I think your tokens
All
are
black.
on there somewhere. It's all black.
No, I zoomed out a bit more and now I can see it.
Okay.
Wait, am I there too?
No, you're not.
Okay, I didn't think so.
Sorry, it's going to be a little wonky
Yeah.
as we navigate every member being separated.
Shit happens.
Okay. You walk up to a portcullis. You walk down a couple of hallways following Neilor, kind of paying attention to him and not much else. You're not even sure which direction you went, Aldous, at this point. A portcullis separates this room you're about to walk up to, and there's a lever, apparently, to lower and raise it, set into the north wall. You look through the bars of the portcullis, and you see in the middle of a room a blood-splattered chair made of carved stone stands atop a 10-foot square, 1-foot high stone slab. Iron manacles are bolted to the chair's armrests. Trapped in the chair is a stunned and weaponless male drow in a chain shirt. He's trying to free himself of his bonds, but is making no progress.
We're next.
He reaches over and pulls that lever, and the portcullis raises up, Aldous. And here, yeah, I'll move you guys off to the side here. You're not here. Oh, the dynamic lighting. I honestly didn't expect to be in this room so early or at all. So I have it less prepared. Oh, Aldous is here. And Neilor. Let's grab Neilor. And he leads you up to this table and he takes a key off of his belt. Yes, he has a belt. And with his very alien hands, he fingers through key after key, comes to one, and moves to the shackles on this drow and starts unchaining drow. And when he finally gets done completely unshackling, the drow's almost like he's stunned. And when Nihilor finally undoes every chain, the drow looks at him kind of with disbelief, and Nihilor waves his hand, and the drow scrambles off of this platform.
Did it look to me like this drow had like undergone some sort of procedure, you know?
Nothing that you could ascertain. Torture looks like what would happen in a facility like this.
Oh, boy.
Possibly he was being tortured. Who knows what diabolical plans Neilor had in store for this drow. You do know the drow have this connection to intellect devourers, a creature that looks like a brain, and they can inhabit creatures' minds and all sorts of weird arcane shit that escapes you right now. You're so kind of like caught up in the moment, like even racing through the catalog of information you have about stuff like this almost is difficult because of the setting. And he motions to the table with his Ilthalid arm.
So like in this moment, definitely like my adrenaline is like rushing, and I'm sort of like fighting this like flight instinct in me that's telling me to like just like, you should not be doing this, like this is not okay. But I still like subject myself to it, and I lay down.
When you finally arrive at that deduction or conclusion or assessment of your feelings, Aldous, you get a wash of energy like sustenance to you, as if your patron, whatever that is, in the great beyond, has smiled upon you. And he motions towards that table, and there's blood all over it. Oh, here, let me see if there's more description of that. Nope, not really. Blood-splattered chair made of carved stone stands atop a 10-foot square. You're standing on the 10-foot square now. A 1-foot-high stone slab. The iron manacles that were attached to this drow now hang off of it. And he motions from you to it. The stone chair, that is. And he seems to prepare. He moves over to... where does he move? Yes, he moves over to this platform here. Oh, you're already in the chair. Nice.
Oh,
And
yeah.
he quickly touches a bunch of things on that table, not clumsily or anything. You just see, you're like looking over there and you see him touching things. You don't necessarily see him picking anything up. And then he comes back and he's hovering over you in the next instant. And you see silver instruments with sharp edges held over your face. And you hear, and you see the little mouth-like area moving as those sounds are made. And ever closer, those instruments get to your face. You don't feel a thing.
My eyes are like intensely like looking at like the tips of those instruments as they like get close.
You don't feel a thing, but you feel pressure as if someone's pressing on your face. And then your depth perception changes slightly. And he's holding an eyeball over your face the next thing you know. And you feel pressure again. Make a constitution check, Aldous. For a split second, everything goes black. And you're not sure. Now Nealor's not even doing anything. And he moves back away from you at the table. And you sit there, blinking your eyes.
Yeah, I'm trying not to panic, sort of like waiting for something to happen for me to like perceive light or just like
Nothing
trying not to
looks
freak out.
different.
Mhm.
You're not sure if he completed his task or not. But he walks back over to you and holds a different eyeball in front of you. And then waves you off the table. Obviously points at you, points towards the portcullis. All right, we should probably switch back to the other characters.
Okay.
It's not much. Joanna, you're drug across. You're looking. You have a pretty good judge of the floor, now that it's empty, there's nothing else here. You slightly open your eyes as you're drug across this floor, Joanna, just insisting on playing dead, sticking to the plan. You ultimately hear a door open, and you are dropped in a gory mess amidst several bodies. You know the smell of death. You didn't have to see it. You smelled it from beyond the door. And they drop you in what you assume was where the Kenku were bringing the dead from the arena floor. Raya, you don't know what to think. You see yourself being dragged across several stone hallways. And at one point,
I'm still petrified.
You're leaned up against a wall and you're like looking at the wall. You hear people walking behind you, but you just see wall because that's the direction you're facing. Then you're moved again and you hear yourself being drugged as if the sound is stone on stone. A petrified you being moved about this lair. And Bix. What the fuck happened to Bix? Bix was laying there?
Yeah, I got sleep spell put on me.
For a minute or something. Let me look at that. Sleep. Slowing ray. No, that was Awakened Mind. Starting at first level, your Aldous did Awakened Mind at some point. Communicate.
Oh yeah, I was just putting that to.
I like it. Yeah. No, it wasn't the fear ray. Sleep ray. Bix, you too, I guess. You were dragged across the floor and lumped into this closet of the dead.
Does the lump wake me up?
And here, I'll put us back on that map because that was the expanded view of the arena.
Does being yeeted wake me up?
Sleep ray. Target awakens if it takes damage or another creature takes an action to wake it. No. You're asleep.
Darn.
So actually you're asleep. Fall asleep. You're unconscious. Oh, for a minute. Awakens if... Oh, it's only a minute. Yeah, you wake up as they're dragging you across the floor and you see them dump you in this closet. Do you resist?
No, I just...
Okay.
I assume that's where everyone else is, where I just go with the flow.
All right, that works. I like it. So Bix, Joanna, and Donovan. Donovan, a couple of times you had to stop what you were doing trying to get yourself out of this pile of bodies. And you get the scene. Yeah, we're going to stop in 5 minutes. So if anyone has anything to add. Aldous just had his eye transplanted, apparently. And the group of you are... Well, 3 of you are in a closet with a bunch of dead bodies, and Rhea is in another room of this facility.
Yeah, so with me, I'm sorry if you already said this, but with me with the dead bodies, can I tell if this is where Donovan is at, or
Yes.
Okay.
You scan around and you see dead Donovan.
Oh God. Okay.
Dead Donovan.
Dead Donovan.
Actually, if you roll a high perception check, we could say that like you see him like he's doing something, and then he like actually he's done again.
Oh God. Okay. Well, I'll roll it.
Yeah, let's roll it, and you'll see. Oh, is Donovan alive? We'll leave off with either you thinking he's dead or alive based on your perception roll. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I think he's alive.
Not certain, but I think he's alive. Pretty sure.
You're pretty sure he's alive.
Pretty sure.
And can I make one more dex saving throw just to see if I can break that petrification?
Yes.
Come on,
Alright, let me-
do it, Rhea.
Gotta say a prayer though, dude. I mean, that's like that would be divine intervention, I would say.
I give you my inspiration.
Yeah, I do
use
the
your
whole little.
Use your inspiration.
Just fucking yeah.
Yeah, I can use my inspiration. I'll do that because this
Oh.
sucks.
Could I roll to see if I see Joanna?
Oh, you got a natural 20.
Yeah, dude, awesome. That's great.
Good call, Donovan.
Yeah.
Good call. Sweet.
Wow.
Great
You wake
roll.
up and want another hallway in here. I like that. That's good. That's good.
That's awesome.
Aldous, as you attune to this, you can look it up. I don't even think. Let me check right here. You're going to attune to this eventually. Might as well give you time to like, look into it.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to see if it's built into my stuff here. Magic items. No, absolutely not. Do you have that? Do you have that app on your phone that is
The spells out.
fifth edition? No, it's a magic item. It's called. This is what the icons look like. Oh, you can't see them. It's like just type 5e items. There's actually an app for it, and you can just see every magic item in 5th edition.
Yeah. Okay. What is it called?
As you attune to it, Aldous, you know you have been. The eye of Vecna has been transplanted into your.
Oh shit! Holy shit! That is some old school D&D lore, dude. The Eye of Vecna. Yeah, you're. I mean, it's great, but you're totally screwed. No, I'm just kidding. It's the Eye
I love
of
that.
Vecna.
It comes with
crazy.
minor properties, major properties, and detrimental properties. It's a pretty powerful item. Here, I'll read some of it while you're closing up here. Feel free to log off. Seldom is the name of Vecna spoken, except in a hushed voice. Vecna was, in his time, one of the mightiest of all wizards. Through dark magic and conquest, he forged a terrible empire. For all his power, Vecna couldn't escape his own mortality. He began to fear death and to take steps to prevent his end from ever coming about. Some say that Vecna's lieutenant Cass coveted the Spider Throne for himself, or that the sword of his lord made for him seduced him into the rebellion. Whatever the reason, Cass brought the Undying King's rule to an end in a terrible battle that left Vecna's tower a heap of ash. Of Vecna, all that remained were one hand and one eye, grisly artifacts that still seek to work the Whispered One's will in the world. To attune to the eye, you must gouge out your own eye and press the artifact into the empty socket. The eye grafts itself to your head and remains there until you die. You know this to be true, Aldous. Once in place, the eye transforms into a golden eye with a slit for a pupil, much like that of a cat.
Oh, my picture doesn't look like that, but I like my picture better.
Oh, you can.
It's in the
So cool.
It's in the Discord for you, Alice.
Oh my god.
So you can look. We'll have to roll it together, but as a group
Nice.
with everyone in attendance. But you can look at the charts for the minor. You'll roll a D100, and it'll determine your minor and your major properties and minor detrimental properties. And then it has just some fundamental powers that are pretty intense.
Awesome.
You can research that on your own and look it up.
Yeah, I will.
So would all this get all of the spells that it would like do on that, because I linked a wiki page or whatever.
Yeah, everything in there.
Wow. Yeah, some of those are cool. Like Crown of Madness and Disintegrate were really cool.
Dude,
Yes.
it's crazy. There's a price though, Alice.
God,
Little piece
oh
of
my
your
God.
every time a little piece of your soul is gone.
Oh, the big piece right there.
Yeah.
Man. Get
What
it?
are my parents gonna say when they see me?
You'd be like, the fuck? That's cool. That's cool though.
This is so. I'm living for this. This is
Wow.
amazing.
You might actually live. I think me, Joanna, and Bix are totally fucked. But you guys, you and Ray might make it out. Wait, who's in the pit with me? It's Joanna and Bix.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Two fighters.
We might make it out. Maybe.
And Ray, what did you roll? A natural 20 on that?
That was awesome.
Yeah,
That
on
was
the
awesome.
inspired roll.
Fucking awesome roll.
I like it.
I love when inspiration does that and makes it epic. That was great. So
Well, I think we touched on a lot of the stuff I wanted to get into, but I'm sorry, a lot of it played out like real slow, so that sucks. Like Bix, I always feel bad. Not too many like combat actions.
No, I mean, I feel like even though like physically we didn't move very far, I feel like, I mean, for all this, it's like a big change. But
Yeah, it's 2 hours. There's not much you can cover anyway.
yeah,
But that was a big experience anyway.
yeah,
yeah,
good time.
definitely.
Great to see you guys again. Miss you guys.
Yeah, it was fun.
I do have to log off though.
Cool.
So great hanging. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Let me know if everyone's good for next week, and we'll.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, should be good.
Yeah,
And I'm also
I'm definitely good for next week.
Yeah, next week I'm definitely good next week too. Hey, if you guys ever, if anybody ever wants to do like a Sunday afternoon again or something like that, or a Sunday evening / afternoon.
Yeah, I could do that if everyone has a Sunday that works. We could probably pull that off.
I can make it work. Maybe we could do a longer session. Be cool to play like a double session. So
Yeah, that'd be fun.
I know it messes with you guys, especially our West Coast friends. If but if your schedules allow, like doing an afternoon, and we could do evening, it'd be afternoon for you guys. Let us know. Like that'd be great. I'd love to do a long session, but we get a lot done. So
Yeah.
I feel like we could, yeah. So let me know. Everyone let me know if there's a Sunday, and if they all align. If everyone can do the same Sunday, let's do it.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, will do.
All right, kids.
Once we stop the recording, there's a couple more things, but we'll say bye for the.
Yeah, we'll say bye now. I'll stop the recording.
Bye.
Bye.